Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all had a great weekend. I hope your Monday is starting off as well as it possibly can for a Monday. As you can see, I took the weekend off as well because there was just so much sport to watch, and I love sport. There was boxing, there was football, and whilst we can take a weekend off, we can take a day off here or there, we can put our feet up, there is one thing that never sleeps, it will never rest: the woke progressive agendas. And Monday, oh, we're full of them. And surprisingly, 2 of the 3 stories we're going to be talking about are coming from England. Yep, you're about to learn how stunning, how brave we really are. Our first story is all about a school chaplain who lost his dismissal case after telling pupils it was all okay to disagree with LGBT ideology. No, I'm not joking. Our second story is all about Matt Walsh and his latest response to all the people criticizing him about his take on JDhillon Mulvaney in his heartfelt message. You will know how I feel about that one. I know it's a little bit late, but better late than never, right? And our third story is all about a university within England, a top university, banning white students from applying to a course so they can give opportunities to underrepresented communities. And whilst you digest that thought, I'm just gonna Yep. Nope, that seems all good. Yep. Oh, no, I'm just ticking the progressive checkbox that we all know, that we all now live by. Get me out of this country. The UK, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you now, and anybody from the UK watching with me, I think they'll agree, if they're really honest with themselves, is going down this woke progressive road full steam ahead, right? No signs of slowing down. The brakes don't work. The traffic lights, they're out as well. We have a school chaplain who goes by the name of Dr. Bernard Randall, who is making the headlines after he told pupils, he gave a sermon telling them that it was okay to not agree with LGBT ideology if it goes against your Christian values and beliefs. If you don't agree with something, it's okay to question it. You know, the basic rules of life. Well, we're erasing them now along with Christianity because, as this case shows, we're not allowed to question anything. You just have to accept it. And if you question it, you're the one that must face the consequences. You're the one that must be cast aside. That's the world we live in now. Everybody is just interested in left opinions and nothing else, and this is the result. The Daily Mail go on to report, a school chaplain sacked for defending the right to question new LGBT policies has spoken of his fears for freedom of speech after losing an unfair dismissal case. The Reverend Dr. Bernard Randall told pupils they were allowed to disagree with the measures, but the school, Trent College in Nottingham, which has a long Anglican tradition, decided his sermon was harmful to pupils, and they secretly reported him, I can't believe I'm about to say this, they secretly reported him to the Anti-Terrorism Prevent program, which normally identifies those at risk of radicalization, and later fired him. I'm not even joking. I honestly do not know what to say. So a school who I assume, well, they must have religious beliefs because that's why you employ a school chaplain, went against those religious values and beliefs just because somebody dare question an ideology. He said, look guys, it's okay to question something if you disagree with it. That is so offensive now. How dare you question an ideology? They reported him to the Anti-Terrorism Prevent program. Do you know how insane that is? They are essentially saying he is a danger to society for questioning an ideology that loads of us question every single day. What does that say for the rest of us? But hasn't this been the goal of the left for so long, the progressives, to put people in a state of forced compliance, to silence people? You're not allowed to question their ideology because otherwise you're the one that faces consequences. You're the one that must be cast aside, right? You're not allowed to question it because it's against the law now. The law of offending people's feelings. I don't know what's happening to this country, but I'm quite worried, right? Because it's only 2023. Imagine what life is going to be like in 10 years. It's not slowing down. We all know it's getting worse. Anyway, here is the Reverend himself giving an interview on GB News about his experience, his opinion on things, and I think you'll really enjoy what he has to say, and he goes a lot deeper into the whole situation. Take a listen.
Yep. What actually did you say that caused so much offence?
What I said was that when it comes to ideologies, when it comes to ideas, you should make up your own mind. And I used the example of Brexit. You make up your own mind whether you're for or against.
Right.
And I said that there are some areas of disagreement between traditional Christian views and LGBT ideologies. And on those, you make up your own mind, but you may believe in the traditional Christian understanding of marriage. You may believe biological sex can't be changed. You may look at the language of gender identity and think it doesn't make sense, it's incoherent, and therefore it can't be more than partly true. But I emphasised repeatedly the importance of respecting people we disagree with, respect the sincerity of their beliefs, even if you disagree.
And on the opposite end of the spectrum, the people who your school brought in were chanting smash heteronormativity and getting staff to chant this, and this was found okay, this was found appropriate.
Yeah, the judge in the case didn't seem to have any problem with the idea of smash heteronormativity.
Right.
I'm not sure she fully understood what it means,
right.
and I explained what it means, but I'm not sure that she was really very interested in listening to the evidence I gave. So at the start of the ruling, she says, we found all the evidence of the witnesses honest and credible. I feel as if she didn't actually listen to what I was saying at all. It's not there in the judgment.
Where do you go from here?
We're going to appeal the ruling. My lawyers say that there are all sorts of legal problems with the way the ruling has been put forward. I'm reminded of the case of Maya Forstater, whose case about gender-critical beliefs was thrown out by the judge the first time, and then the appeal tribunal said that judge had got the law completely wrong. So it does happen, and I think that's what's happened in this case. So we'll look forward to an appeal, hopefully by the end of this year, but you just never know with these things.
I really do not know what to say. Still at this point of the video, I do not know what to say. You know, I saw a poll the other day on Twitter, right, where apparently 50% of people within the UK, if given the chance, would immigrate somewhere else. I think I just made that 51% because, as I said, I do not know what's going on in this country any longer. It's kind of like this dark cloud is constantly over this place, like the one out of Harry Potter, and it's not getting any better. It's just getting worse and worse. You heard the Reverend himself. Not only was he removed, not only was he fired, but the process wasn't conducted properly. There was so much wrong with it, and now he's going to appeal that decision, and we'll only find out the end result potentially towards the end of the year. The end of the year. Somebody stating the truth of questioning something if you disagree with it, has got him in trouble with the law. I can't believe the words are coming out of my mouth right now. And the progressive movements truly think this helps them, right? They truly think, oh yeah, this is great. But they don't realize stories like this make people dislike their movements even more, because the average person who sees this doesn't sit there and think, oh yeah, this is great, you know, I want to join a movement that also silences me and my opinions. Yeah, this is great. No, they want to do the opposite. They want to stay far away from it. Common sense is just gone now. It's disappeared. It's fairy dust. I'm going to have to buy a magnifying glass. Actually, not a magnifying glass. What's the thing scientists use? A microscope to find the common sense in this country. I wish I was joking, I wish I was exaggerating, but that's just simply the truth. Anyway, before we burn each other out, let's move on to the next story. So as you all know, there has been a lot of drama in the Conservative space as of late after Matt Walsh gave his heartfelt message to JDhillon Mulvaney, where he said things like he was eerie, he was ugly, he was bizarre, he was weird, he was a deep fake. Those are the only things I can remember off the top of my head. But after that video, people were calling Matt Walsh mean, he went too far, he was rude. They were essentially condemning him, criticizing him. Now, as you all know, I've said, I personally don't think he was mean. I don't think he went too far. I simply think he was telling the truth that everybody was thinking, but was just simply too scared to say for whatever reason. And this is where I respect Matt Walsh a lot, because it would have been very easy for him, after all of this controversy, after everybody criticizing him, to come out and say, hey, look guys, I went too far. That was mean of me. Here's my apology video, as everybody does now. It doesn't matter what industry it is. You know, somebody could say something controversial, they get called out for it, and they apologize to everybody. Apologies get thrown out left, right, and center, like it's Oprah. You have a car, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car, right? And I don't really think the apologies mean anything anymore. But Matt Walsh stuck by what he said. He stuck by his points. And for me, in this case, that is a respectable trait. Of course, there are instances where you should change your stance on things. But in this case, especially for Matt Walsh to stay true to himself and not back down and bow down to people condemning him, I think is a respectable trait. Maybe I'm alone in saying that, who knows. I'm going to play you a short clip of Matt Walsh's latest response, and it's going to be short because the video was around 11 minutes long. I'm not going to play the whole thing for you, so I just want you to get a short taste of what Matt Walsh said if you haven't already watched it. Take a listen.
In the culture war, I don't think it's possible to go too far by speaking truth. The truth is the truth. It is what it is. It's the reality. Are we going to defend it or are we going to conceal it? Are we going to embrace it or are we going to hide from it? You can't have it both ways. When it comes to gender ideology, the truth is ugly. It is brutal and harsh and disgusting. I wish it wasn't that way, but it is. I didn't make it that way. I didn't create the ugliness. I'm merely pointing to it and saying, look at this. Look at it for what it is. But you would rather that I soften the blow a little bit, that I dress the truth up to make it prettier, more palatable. You want me to lie to protect the feelings of our enemies. And make no mistake, Dylan Mulvaney is our enemy. He is an open, visible, active, and passionate advocate for the of children, the war on fundamental truth, and the destruction of human society as we know it. You wish to defeat this man in a manner that will not make him feel bad about himself, but I'm here to tell you that you are delusional. I'm not going to protect your feelings any more than I'll protect his. You are deluding yourself. We got into this position in our culture precisely by valuing politeness over truth. We got here by doing exactly as you would have me continue doing, and what you blame me for not doing. We got here by refusing to speak the plain truth and by allowing the anti-truth brigade to emotionally blackmail us into silence. They use their own mental fragility as a cudgel to beat us into submission. That's the threat, right? And we let them get away with it. Or you do anyway. I won't.
Look, this is just clearly a man passionate about what he's doing, passionate about tackling this issue, a very big issue, right? We all know the most vulnerable demographic out there is the younger generation. And how do you cement an idea into society for the future? You indoctrinate the youth, you get them thinking and believing in a certain way. And kids now are completely bombarded with it everywhere they look. You know, you've got entertainment, you've got social media, you've got films, you've got music, you've even got schools. The teachers within schools now are telling kids things they should not be telling them. And Dylan Mulvaney further helps push that agenda. I mean, for crying out loud, this man pretended to be a woman for less than half a year, and in that process mocked and degraded every single woman and what they stood for. I'm not going down that road. You all know how I feel about that one. And he got invited to the White House. Based on those merits, the White House thought, yeah, you know what? He can come to the White House. And what did he discuss? Advocating for children, making changes to their bodies. Isn't that more mean? Isn't that a little bit too far? Isn't that more evil than anything Matt Walsh has said and will probably ever say? We live in this attention economy right now where obviously getting attention is monetized. So when others, especially the younger generation, see what Dylan Mulvaney is doing and they feel like that's the best way to mean something in society, that makes you important, and everywhere they look, they're being told this is the right thing. If you're a girl and you want to be a boy, nah, that's fine. Go for it. If you're a boy and you're a girl, you want to be that, that's fine. Go for it. In fact, your life gets better after making those choices. Because guess what? The individual truth is the truth. And if anybody questions it, they're in the wrong. They're the evil ones. They're the ones that should face consequences. So what happens? The parents, the friends, they don't question it. They go along with it because they don't want to come across as mean. And what is the result of that? What is the consequence of that? I think you'd know. Potential short-term happiness for long-term pain. And another argument a load of people are making is, well, you need to be more nice. You have to respect people. You can't be this mean. Unfortunately, I know this might be a big thing, but being nice doesn't get you anywhere in life, anywhere. And the far left, the progressives, haven't been nice since day one. They have pushed, they have pushed, they have pushed. Until now, every single industry has some sort of progressive influence, and everybody is just in a state of forced compliance. You have to go along with what you're being told. You have to go along with the truth you're being told. This is the truth and you must accept it. And as I've repeated throughout this video, if you do not accept it, you are the one that must face consequences. And you know what? I have seen tweet after tweet after tweet of people wanting to do bad things to Matt Walsh, and not only Matt Walsh, others as well. But when we see those tweets, what is our general reaction? Oh, look at them being emotional. It's just the left being the left, right? Okay. So when Matt Walsh says something a little bit mean, and that doesn't come close to anything some people are saying on Twitter about him, we condemn the man and we criticize him. To me, that doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, I'm sure you've all seen the news coming out of Tennessee with the bill that is going to be passed, and I think that is a direct influence of Matt Walsh and the stuff he's doing and the projects he has done, like What is a Woman? I think we can all agree on that. So what Matt Walsh is doing clearly works. Look, I could go on and on, right? I could go on for another hour. I think you get the message by now. Leave your opinions down below. Ladies and gentlemen, what was your opinion in the beginning? Has it changed? I would love to know, because it's a very controversial topic right now to some. However, on to our last and final topic, and it doesn't get any better. No. So, a university within England, ladies and gentlemen, Cambridge University, one of the top universities in the country, if not the world, apparently. Well, after this article, I'm not too sure. They are now making the headlines because they are banning white students from applying to a certain course so they can give opportunities to underrepresented communities. So clearly, skill, ability, knowledge has gone out the window, and we just take on people based on how many things we can check off the list, right? Yeah. According to the Daily Mail, once again, they go on to say, the University of Cambridge have banned white working class students from one of its postgraduate courses, it was reported. Instead, students from underrepresented groups were given the chance to enroll in the course at the prestigious institution. Prestigious institution. Yeah. Cambridge University School of Arts and Humanities advertised an exciting new widening participation project to give an opportunity for students from underrepresented groups to experience postgraduate research at Cambridge, the Sunday Telegraph reported. The lecturers at the school were told. The Sunday Telegraph also go on to say the program will be advertised for second or third year undergraduate students from Black British, Pakistani, Bangladeshi or British Pakistani, British Bangladeshi students studying at traditional research intensive universities who are planning to continue their studies in 2024. Now, you see, I feel personally excluded from this. I really do. I feel underrepresented because not only am I British, I am half Indian as well. So, you know, not only have they excluded white students, even Indian students aren't allowed to apply. I'm going to start a hashtag. I'm going to get this going. I'm going to protest. GoFundMe will be started. Everybody feels sorry for me. That's how the left sound, right? Yeah, that's how they got in this position in the very first place. As I keep saying, Cambridge is supposed to be one of the top universities in the country, in the world. So other universities in this country who want to be seen as a top progressive university will follow suit because Cambridge is doing it. They'll think to themselves, well, if Cambridge does it, we should do it as well. Realistically, if you go down this road, work standards will just decrease, right? Because if you just hire people based on the progressive checkbox, surely the work will just decrease. The work standards will be lower because you're not hiring people based on skill, on knowledge, on ability. You're hiring people to look good. That doesn't work out for anybody. I am just so close to leaving this country. I really am. I don't know what's going on in England. It's scaring me. The news of the gender neutral god the Church of England wanted to introduce really sent me over the edge. Help us, please. But anyway, that is the end of the episode, ladies and gentlemen. My stomach can't take it any longer. If you have enjoyed today, then please, for me, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that big red subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video. But until next time, it has been your boy JD. Please, for me, make sure to always have a great day and stay safe. I'm out. Peace.